Is running safe for your discs? We hear that compression is not good for your discs, but exercise is supposed to be good for us. So this is an activity that involves compression and exercise. So which one is it? My name is Dr. Grant Elliott, and we have helped thousands of people around the world fully recover from low back pain, disc herniation, sciatica, and return back to running totally pain-free who were previously dealing with disc herniations. And in this episode, number 133 of the Low Back Pain Podcast, I'm going to tell you exactly how we did that and everything you need to know about running and your discs. Real quick, if you have not joined my private Facebook group yet, you need to do so. It is called RehabFix Low Back Program, and immediately upon joining, you will receive our free step-by-step sciatica guide. This is the same process that we have taken thousands of our clients through around the world to identify exactly how to fix their sciatica and ultimately become pain-free through our one-on-one coaching program. In this group, you will be able to see our clients and what they're doing for success and additional resources and more free guides. So if you're serious about fixing your back, you need to join this group, RehabFix Low Back Program. See you soon. So should you run for your disc herniation? Is running bad for back pain? Is running bad for your discs in general? We're going to dive into all of it right now. We found that in one particular study, this was from 2011, they actually documented that the discs reduced their height after a 1-hour run as they studied this in athletes. And this caused a lot of concern because individuals read this as, oh, if I run, my disc height is going to decrease. That means it is not good for my discs. However, this is why context is important because this article is very misleading. This article makes you believe that compression is not good for your discs. We hear, oh, squatting heavy is bad for your discs. Deadlifting is bad for your discs. Compression, oh no, it's going to cause pain. It's going to lead to degeneration because we always hear about decompressing your spine, decompressing your discs, right? So compression, not good. This study shows it. 1-hour run, decrease their disc height. However, here is the context that is missing. What about later that day? What about that evening? What about the next day? What about the average height and health of their discs for years to come? This is where it changes. We have the incorrect notion that compression of our discs is bad because we imagine squeezing something thinner, like squeezing a sponge. But this is not true. In another study in 2020, it analyzed runners versus non-runners and who had healthier discs. And guess what they found? That individuals who are of a running population versus those who are not involved in significant physical activity, runners exhibited greater disc height, healthier discs, and stronger discs. So what does this mean? This means in an acute sense, yes, running or putting a barbell on your back will compress your discs in that moment. But that does not mean that compression is bad. We see that exposure to compression over time actually helps the disc adapt and get stronger. Yes, you heard it. Plenty of research shows that discs can adapt to load over time. We see that basketball players, soccer players, cyclists, many other sports and activities yield better, healthier discs than those who are not doing those things. In fact, being a couch potato can be the worst thing for your discs that you can do. Now that's great and all, but many people who are runners that are struggling with back pain, struggling with disc herniation or sciatica will be listening to this and they'll say, okay, that's great, Grant, but when I go for runs, man, it flares up my low back or it flares up my sciatica. So this is a different context. If you are struggling with an active disc herniation or an active injury, then you might not have a favorable response to running at this particular time. But we have helped thousands of people fully return to running through our coaching program with disc issues, with sciatica, with chronic back pain, and you can too. And I'm going to explain why. Just because you feel some pain after a run does not mean that that's necessarily bad for your disc. It might be sensitive to running at this point in your recovery, but that does not mean it is bad for it in the long run. What we typically see needs to happen is that we need to improve the other areas of function of your lower back before we can return to running. Running can actually be a very important part of the big picture rehab plan. We actually have many of our clients go through force absorption and impact-based training at the end of our program to restore the resilience and tolerance to impact so that our clients can get back to running, squatting, jumping, doing whatever they want without pain. So if in this moment, if you do have a disc injury or herniation or a nerve is agitated, then yes, active compression and repetitive compression or impact might not be the best thing for you right now because it might simply not be able to tolerate it. But if we look at your body as a whole and we look at the range of motions that you're lacking, we improve that range of motion. We look at the function of the disc and the way the disc moves, and we improve the movement that it's lacking. And we strengthen your hips, we strengthen your core. Then after we work through those necessary blocks, calming the symptoms down first, then we can transition you back into impact-based movements, and then we can transition you back into full running. This is the process that we take all of our clients through who want to get back to running. So at this time, running might be sensitive, but that does not mean you won't be able to get back to it. You absolutely can. You just need the right steps and the right plan.
Quick interruption. If you're listening to this podcast and you're resonating with the things that I'm saying and you're finally ready to be pain-free and you don't have a plan and you're not sure how to get there and you're just looking for that guidance, then visit the link in the description or the show notes below. You can schedule a free initial call with my team and we will actually go over your current regimen, go over what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, and how a better plan might potentially show you how to get to that pain-free state that you've been looking for so that you can get this over with and back to living your life. So if you're ready to finally figure this out, then visit the link below, schedule a call with us. Looking forward to helping you. Back to the show.
For individuals who have sensitive discs to running, we know that gravity with repetitive load is sensitive. So the best thing for you to start with are some of our disc exercises that do not involve gravity. These are exercises that are typically done laying on the floor, horizontal, so that gravity is not directly loading your spine. These are typically types of exercises that individuals with sensitive discs respond much better to as they help the disc move the right direction that it wants to go, away from the area of sensitivity, away from that nerve, taking pressure off of that nerve and helping it to reduce over time, as these are unloaded exercises. After we work through some of the unloaded exercise, then we start to work into loaded exercises. Then once you work through loaded exercises, then you work into impact. After you work through impact, then you should be able to get back to running no problem. So is running safe for your discs? Yes and no. It is both, depending on your context, what you're struggling with, and where you're at in your recovery. But it is absolutely something that you can and you will return to pain-free with the right guidance. If you are ready to get pain-free, if you're ready for guidance, if you're ready to be committed to a plan, because we take individuals just like you through this process every single day around the world. And we would be honored to take you through that process too.
Once again, be sure to join my Facebook group, RehabFix Low Back Program, so you can get additional exclusive content and our free sciatica guide immediately upon joining. And you can look at the additional upcoming content that we're created just for individuals in that page. It is a great way for you to join a community of serious, intentional individuals, and you can get to see some of our clients winning as well, so you can get a real idea of what is possible for you. If you are watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you are listening on your favorite podcast platform, please leave a 5-star rating and review so we can grow this podcast and help reach more individuals who deserve to get results, who feel like they're spinning their tires and getting frustrated in doing so. As always, move more, move in nature, move in the sun. Thank you so much for listening and have a great day.